I was going through a season of dryness, wondering if God really loved me, and I wasn't feeling loved, and I was trying to do a whole lot of stuff to get God to love me, volunteering at this and that. And I was reading a book by Max Lucado, Traveling Light, and it's all about the Shepherd's Psalm. So I was living in St. Nicholas in the country, and we had some land in the back with the woods. And my friend was coming over to visit, and it was in April, and we took a walk through the woods, just talking, and heard a lamb baying, or whatever they do, mooing? I don't know. Baying, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, we heard it, and it started to snow, and it started to rain at the same time, something similar to what we had a couple of days ago. And she wanted to get home because her kids were going to be getting off early in the bus because of the weather, she thought. So she left, but I was really curious about this lamb that sounded like a lamb in the woods. So I went back up to my house, and I got my husky dog, 110 pounds, to come back with me, because I didn't like being in the woods by myself anyway. And the dog took me through where the lamb was. And the lamb was all tucked into the briar. I think it's why Jesus calls us lambs. We get all tucked in the briar. We don't stay still and be still and know that he is God. So this lamb was getting all wrapped up in this briar. And I didn't want to touch the lamb while I had the dog. And I didn't know much about lambs. I never been close to one. I didn't know they had fangs or teeth or claws. I didn't know anything about a lamb because it was the first time I was that close to them. So anyway, I took the dog back home, walked back to where the lamb was, and I thought, what am I going to do now? And meanwhile, I'm still in this place of, loneliness and wondering if God loved me. So I grabbed the lamb by the scruff of his neck. They got a lot of wool there. They had lots to grab, and by the rump. And I turned him upside down, and the four legs were standing right up, like that. And he was on like this, like a baby. And he put his head in my nape of my neck. He didn't struggle. I don't know if he or she didn't struggle, just rested in my arms. And I knew the people down the next door farm had lambs, and it was across a field. And this is slimy, this field. It was because it's like it's raining and it's snowing, and there's nothing, it's just mud. So I'm going across this field with this lamb, and he's getting a little heavy. He was like an adolescent lamb, I guess, teenager. Wasn't a baby, wasn't full grown. And I wasn't going to drop that lamb, suppose my arms fell off. And as I was going across the field with the lamb, I could hear God's voice saying to me, I go after the one. I have 99 lambs and one's lost. I will go after that one. And I felt like Jesus was saying to me, you are that one that I will go after. Like the prodigal son, And I'm going across this field with his lamb. And I was kind of getting excited because I was going to say, oh, yes, I forgot the part where I did phone the owner. I went over to the owner's farm, and I said, one of your lambs is stuck in the woods. And he said, oh, no, they don't go that far. Must be mistaken. Of course, now I'm challenged. So I was kind of excited because I like being right? So I was kind of excited to say, here's your lamb, you were wrong. So I'm getting all this experience, a spiritual experience with the Lord as I'm going across the field. And then I got to the barn, and I yelled his name. And he came out, and I said, here's your lamb. I'm so happy about it. And he just grabbed that lamb by the scruff of the neck, and he threw him in the barn with all the rest of the lambs. And it's almost like God says, stick with me, Judy. This is what the world does. It just takes us and chucks us. It doesn't care about finding us. It don't care for loss. The world doesn't care for loss, but Jesus does.